Happy Sunday, my friends. It is Storytime Sunday. Storytime Sunday is a story about our stories. So, a hidden mechanism that creates unhappiness, difficulty, changing habits, relationship problems, frustration, lack of confidence, anger, disappointment are the stories that we tell ourselves. And too few people are recognizing and aware of these stories that we're telling ourselves, even though we're doing it every day. So this is a series of women sharing their stories about their stories and how we're reclaiming our power and becoming cycle breakers. So today, I want to share one of my own personal stories. And to any of my friends who say that they are colorblind and they don't see color and they love everyone equally, I hope you really listen and pay attention, because I did this for many, many years. And, I've dated Black men, and I have so many beautiful, amazing, wonderful friends, and I love Black culture. Like I in college, I remember writing a paper. I love hip hop music. I wrote a paper on hip hop versus pop hop, and it was one of my debate papers and a speech class. And I would say that I was colorblind. Like, I didn't see color. I would say I didn't see color. I would say I didn't see color with corners in my hair and my Rockaware crop top and my Timberland boots, right? I saw color. I went to college in Buchanan, West Virginia. If you are a white woman going on a date with a Black man in Buchanan, West Virginia, you cannot say that you don't see color. I didn't know. I did not know the things that I know now then, and I wish that I did. So now I'm working to kind of make this change. I'm working to make this change. And to my many friends and family who really believe in equality and say that they don't see color, we have to start waking up and really seeing it, like with a significant level of self-awareness. And this story was something that was actually holding me back in life and was not making me a great friend, and certainly not a great girlfriend at the time. So I want to really talk about why we're missing the boat and where this disconnect is. And the best way that I can think to describe it is, if you have two children and you love those children with equal reverence, right? As a parent, you don't show favor to one child over the other. However, if one of them loves piano and one of them loves baseball, you will take them to where they need to go, right? If one of them is an introvert and one of them is an extrovert, you will treat them accordingly, right? Still loving them with great reverence. If one of those children experiences a trauma or a series of many traumas, what you would do as a parent is take them to counseling. You would make sure that they had all of the tools that they needed to heal and succeed. You would become their fiercest advocate. That does not mean that you love one child more than the other. That means that you are doing what they need to do. You are loving them accordingly. And what we need to do for our friends and our brothers and sisters, people of color, is understanding that this is a collective trauma that has been ongoing for the entirety of their lives. And if you don't know a lot about how trauma works, a person that experiences a trauma, big or small, you could put them in an MRI scan and you could ask them to recount that trauma. And the mind and the body do not know the difference in it, literally being in it and recounting it. It experiences it over and over and over again. And right now, what we're seeing, every time one of our friends has to watch another one of these videos, or see another one of these. I'm not sorry for getting upset. Every time one of our friends has to see something like this, their body lights up, right, with all of these triggers. They recount and remember every time that they feared for their own lives. They recount and remember every time they couldn't date a person that they liked because the other parents wouldn't allow it to happen, right? No matter how big or small, the trauma, every time something like this has to be watched and experienced again as a collective, those triggers are lighting up, and this is what our friends have to experience over and over and over again. So what we have to start doing is stop saying that we're colorblind and stop saying that we don't see it, and start supporting them, right? Just like if we had those two children, just like if we had a child that experienced a trauma, we would literally do everything we possibly can to love them in the way that they needed. We would take them to get all of the tools that they needed. We would become their most fierce advocates. And to my friends and family who are maybe standing a little bit on the sidelines because they do believe in equality and they do want things to be that way, but they're maybe not seeing what I didn't see, right, in my early 20s, that loving Black culture and appropriating Black culture was not supporting it, right? If you're standing on the sidelines right now saying, just more love, I'm colorblind, we just need to love everyone, then I am asking you, please start loving them accordingly. Become their fierce advocates. Become their greatest supporters. Become the people who start giving the tools to make that happen. I am certainly not doing that perfectly yet, but I am learning and I am working on it, and I'm sharing this video and I'm asking for my friends to start telling a different story about themselves. We are not colorblind. We see it. We see it. We now need to see it with active awareness. I am going to share any resources that I have found helpful in how to do this. And I ask any of my friends who are watching this and have other or better resources or things that I can do or anyone else can do to please share them in the comments as well. And if this even helps one person to wake up just a little bit to it, then that's really all I need. Love people. That is, we're on the right path. Love people, and also love them how they need to be loved. Love them in their own language. Love and support them by becoming their fiercest advocates.